we are going to bring to you a very heated debate on what has been trending in Turkana for the last 1 week, and of course even as from last year. We understand there is a lot that has happened, and the purpose why we exist as IOC TV is because we want, and as you can understand, the literacy level of Turkana is at 20%, illiteracy it's high at 80%. So this tells us that just a few people get the content of whatever is happening in our county at large. And this is why we are here, and that's why we exist as a TV, because we want to shape the future of Turkana County. So today we are bringing to you 3 very important conversations. One, of course, as from last year, we've had this matter happening, being talked in the corridors of Lodwar, and the issue of impeachment of the Right Honorable the Speaker of Turkana County, Christopher Nakuleu. And as we speak, the matter has been introduced before the House, and we have to give us, the meaning, and even to give us, the meaning, and even, help us dig deeper to discuss in our panel today. And of course, that as from last year, we also had the issue of power cuts. Furahi sana kuwaona, Happy New Year. We've not met with a number of you since the year came into existence. Mko salama, eh?
Yeah, tuko
sawa sawa. So kwa hivyo, to the introduction direct, let me start from the far end. Karibu sana, tell us your name, though I've mentioned, but you can give us now the broader introduction of yourself. Karibu sana.
To my fellow panelists, to the Turkana community at large, the people who are watching us from far and wide, mimi naitwa Muyesu, mimi ni wakili. I'm happy to be here.
Karibu sana, karibu sana.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel Ekuom, who is our host. I am Lokale Samuel Omodo, CPA, the member of County Assembly representing the sovereign and the great people of Lokichar, and formerly the leader of minority that is in the County Assembly of Turkana. Thank you so much for hosting us.
Yes, yes.
And we are willing to share our insights on the topical issues that you will raise before us.
Karibu sana, Mheshimiwa. Karibu sana. We are happy to host you. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much. My name is Michael Opio, a governance expert, and a career educationist. I'm so glad to be gracing this inaugural TV show, so that we bring into light the trends that are happening within and outside Turkana County, and probably the borders of Kenya.
Okay.
So that we just bring it to light to the people what is happening.
Karibu sana.
Karibu
sana mwalimu, Mr. Opio. As you have heard from our panel, they are already set for the I'm very ready to engage with you as well. So feel free to share your comments at our comment section below, and also in case you also wish to call, feel free to call us with that number. We'll have your call up and ready to be picked. Asanteni sana. To our first conversation, I know we had an issue with the teachers. We had Kesha and also Kupet. They made their press statement the other day about the mass transfers of teachers in Turkana County. We understand we have, that is one of the thorny issue we have in Turkana County right now. We have shortage of teachers. Second, what do you think? The department, the ministry of
Turkana being a marginalized community.
The ministry of
Turkana being a marginalized community, and the rate at which education. The rate at which education is treated, they get employed by TSC. After 1, 2, they get employed by TSC. After 1, 2, 3 years, they they seek for
For transfers.
support my stay here, they are transferred back to their favorite.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so that is, really bringing,
Yeah.
demeaning the education standard in Turkana.
So, Mheshimiwa, you have something to say?
Thank you so much, Manuel. I think first let me say that as a leadership in Turkana, we don't agree by the decision of Teacher Service Commission
Okay.
Employing the aspect of external transfers in Turkana.
Okay.
If you check on the policy of TSC, the ratio of student to teacher is 1:40. If you try and have a feasibility study of various secondary schools that we have in Turkana, there is, let me give a case study of a secondary school called RCA Lokori, for example, where I studied.
Yes.
You might find that we might be having over 500 students undertaking studies in that institution.
Yes.
But you might be having only 13 teachers
Okay.
from TSC. So even if you calculate 13 versus 500,
The ratio.
the ratio is not even adding up in the first place.
What is the ratio supposed to be?
The ratio is 1:40.
Okay.
Yeah.
One teacher against
One
40
teacher against 40
learners. Yeah.
40 learners. So even before you decide of having external transfers, you need first to ascertain whether the numbers of teachers within Turkana are enough.
Okay.
So already we're having very, very great shortage. Even before they think of transferring these teachers to external, that is having external transfers.
Yes.
I think what TSC are doing for Turkana is injustice, and we have asked our members of parliament to petition that one in parliament, and we are going to speak our mind as leaders, because it's been a routine. TSC has been transferring teachers externally from Turkana, but they don't replace.
As you can see, the
So you
list,
see-
the majority, not even majority, the entire list is non-local, and it is locals who are complaining about the transfer or the transfer of the 40 non-local teachers.
Do you know what OPU has told you is?
Yes.
Most of other Kenyans who don't come from Turkana
Yes.
normally come to Turkana for the sake of getting employed.
Okay.
So once they get employed, they have excuses on how they should live and go to their respective counties. And you see, that is one thing that TSC understands. And we as leaders have tried our level best. Like in the case of Lokichar, where I come from,
Yes.
when I took over, I decided to have a program for scholarship
Okay.
where we should give our that is the students within Lokichar who are willing to undertake TSC. That is a teaching courses.
Okay.
We give them at least half scholarship, or we even give others full scholarship, such that we address such a issue which has been cropping each and every time.
That's what you are doing right now.
That is what we're doing
under
right
your
now,
program.
under my program. And what Mr. Opio has told you is true, that the 40 teachers who are locals are not teachers who are willing to leave Turkana, but
They have been forced.
Yeah, no, it's not that they have been forced to go.
Okay.
It is a strategy. It's a strategy that any other person who wants to get employed in Turkana uses.
Okay.
When someone wants to get employed in Turkana, he befriends Turkanas. But when he's tired of Turkanas, he gets his own way on how he should live.
Okay.
So the regional office is not doing justice to Turkana residents. So what we are saying as a leadership is we are not saying that TSC should stop the issue of external transfers.
Yes.
If that is what the policy entails, let it be. But whenever they do those transfers, let them replace them immediately. So
Because
you can-
they say there is a procedure of transfers.
Yes.
And this one, it seems that, the process has been, floated somehow. So, and as from last week, the number was 40. Today I was speaking to it is like the number has gone up to around 47 to 50 now as we speak. That means even the voices of the legislators or the MPs who voiced out this concern last week, it is falling into the deaf devious.
No, it's not falling to the deaf.
Yes.
Most of our legislators went to AU,
Okay.
and I think this week we'll be having a lot of statements in the floor of the National Assembly, and we know the regional directors,
Yes.
together with the TSC headquarters, are going to give their response on the same.
Okay.
But what we are saying is it's unfair for them to transfer teachers here without replacement. Turkana needs more teachers. Turkana needs what we call affirmative action.
Okay.
The president himself should give Turkana's affirmative action. If by today has a shortage of almost 1,000 teachers. So Turkana deserves to be given affirmative action by His Excellency the President, even TSC.
Okay.
It should not be about the issue of external transfers.
Okay.
That is my
Your opinion
on that matter.
Oh, perfect. Wakili, okay, sawa. So back to you, Mr. Opio. Today we had there's an exercise that's happening at St. Kevin's. I'm told it is a 2-day function. Teachers are being replaced, those ones who have retired. And again, I was told the number is small than those who are going out on transfers in Turkana. There are a few as compared to those who are going out who are going on retirement in other counties. So that brings us to this issue. Why do the Turkana people or the Turkana young population, young people, do not want to embrace education? Why are we having low uptake of education as a course in Turkana? You are a teacher, and I'm sure you can tell from the experience.
Well, from my experience,
yes.
that you see Turkana being a marginalized area, just like Mandera, Wajir, and some other SAL counties, the level of education performance is quite low.
Yes.
Yeah, the performance is wanting. So that for you to pursue probably bachelor's in education or diploma in education or diploma in secondary education,
yes,
or primary education, you need to have a certain cluster, which not most, a majority of students in Turkana score. Just because this is a vicious circle. A teacher enters through to the TSC through Turkana.
Okay.
A teacher is for 1 year, 6 for transfer. A replacement possibly will be another,
another tussle.
No, a very fresh one, an inexperienced one.
Yes.
While education is a process. Education is not a one-stop thing.
Okay.
You bring an experienced teacher, they'll perform. You bring in an inexperienced, they are going to produce results that cannot match
substandard.
The entry for pursuing anything in education.
Yes.
So that most of these guys you see transferred here are non-Turkanas.
Oh yeah.
Possibly, the possible replacement is also non-Turkana.
Because we don't have Turkanas who are qualified.
Embracing education. Yeah, because of the entry grades.
Okay.
That they don't match. Remember, it is standard. It's standardized the whole country.
Okay.
So you cannot train a teacher who has not met a certain criteria. Entry grades. So that is what is disenfranchising the Turkana, all the ASAL communities. Remember the case in Mandera when there was terrorism.
Yes.
Almost all almost all non-Mandera residents left the service. They camped in Nairobi for weeks protesting that they could not go back. But again, now, they are forced. Look at what should happen. How can we match this? There is Aro TTC where, the honorable.
By the way,
If that institution, is put to
starting to be operational.
Yes. Then I think in some of these problems will be sorted.
Okay. But
out.
we also have Bishop Mount training.
It's not doing enough. It's not doing enough.
Okay. So we are looking for solutions at the end of the day.
We again must go back to the doors of TSC.
Okay.
Mrs. Macharia must be able to, explain to the people of Turkana why this inhumane act. This is inhumane act.
Okay.
As transferring a big chunk like this and not replacing.
Okay.
That is killing the future of Turkana.
Okay. Mheshimiwa.
Then finally, I did not comment on something. I did not checked on the list.
Okay.
But I think we need to invite NCIC
Yeah.
into the matters that TSC are doing.
Okay.
You see, this is total tribalism. When you talk of transferring someone called Wanjala Stanislas, you're taking him to Kakamega. So you're taking him to Kakamega because the name is Wanjala.
To home county.
Then you're taking Kevin Okoth to Kisumu. Then you're taking Elias Majani to Kisumu. Then Sharon Kibet to Baringo. Remori John to Baringo. You see, this one already tells you that there must be someone there who is not embracing national cohesion. So if you take a teacher from Turkana and you directly take him to his home sub-county, that one tells we're not embracing the aspect of national cohesion in the entire republic.
Nationalism.
So NCIC should also come in and investigate on what TSC are doing.
Okay.
So I think they should be the people who are promoting this issue of tribalism in this republic.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. I think we have dealt with that matter very well, and I think it is now up to TSC and also up to Kesha and Kupet to also, follow up with it as we also continue to update the public on what transpires on the same. Now, we are adding to the second issue of Kenya Power and Lightning. To Akili, you are the mover of the motion or the mover of the issue to the court. Tell us the process.
First of all, Bona Moderator, it's Kenya Power and Lighting.
Oh.
I don't know why everyone keeps saying Kenya Power and Lightning. But that's on a light note.
Okay, that is okay.
Just for updates,
Yes.
You remember this issue of power outages has been with us for close to 2 years now. And when it first started out, I came out very clearly. I even wrote a letter to people from Kenya Power requesting them to make good on their promise, to restore power. My letter was flatly ignored. 1 year down the lane, the problem persisted. And I wrote a letter to IPRA. I made a very formal complaint to the regulator, asking them why they were silent while the issue of power outages within the county persisted. Do you know what happened? They totally ignored that letter.
That was the second one?
No, that is to the regulator. That is to the regulator.
Yes.
Now, personally, I felt a little bit betrayed because I expected the community to rally behind this issue. But while most would complain quietly, very few were willing to come out very strongly and support this cause. Now, what do you do in such a situation? You can either decide to keep quiet and suffer like maybe the rest have accepted to suffer, or you can decide to be the foolish one and do something about it. Remember, it is very costly, not only in terms of resources, but also in terms of, your person. Because there are many people who believe that I should not be doing this for whatever reason.
But already so many people are appreciating
and there are
so
people
far.
who appreciate, that many appreciate, but there are others who believe that I shouldn't be doing this. There are people who think that what wanakuuliza, why are you sisi tumekwambia tuko na shida. There are people who actually think that.
So on whose behalf are you filing this in this case on?
So I'm getting there.
Okay.
So I decided anyway, let me file this case, and I am doing this for the small person. Now, I want to correct a notion that is out there, that I was doing this maybe for the business community. Of course, I am doing this for the business community, but not the business community as an organization, known maybe as the Turkana Business Community or Turkana Chamber of Commerce or anything. No. I am doing this thing for the common man. For you, for myself, for the person who has a welding shop, for the person who has a small kiosk, for the person who is forced to open their welding shop on a Sunday or at night because they have deadlines that they have to meet, yet they're unable to meet them and no one is speaking for them. So that is what I did. So we filed the case, we served, and the responses were very strong from the regulators, from KETRACO, from Kenya Power itself, and all of them want my case to be thrown out. They want my case to be thrown out majorly because they say I ought to have spoken to the regulator first but I did not speak to the regulator, which is not true. But that as it may, it is a matter that is pending before court.
Yes.
And when we return to court on March, it is not really for a final outcome,
Okay.
but it is for the court to decide whether or not that case
The
is going
matter
to persist.
continues.
Now, for me, the issue is not whether we are going to get compensation or not. The issue is not even about winning. The issue is just showing people that hatutakufa nini, hatutakufa
yeah.
kikondo. Even if no one is willing to believe in this cause,
That we have to fight up
Yes,
to the
you fight.
yeah.
so that whoever is making the decisions realizes that no, people are not taking this thing lying down. Yeah. So for me, if we succeed, it will be a victory. If we don't succeed, it is still a victory that the story is out there, and I am really hoping in whatever manner, way or form, watu wakuje
Yeah.
na watu wa support hii cause.
Yeah,
Because at
so-
the end of the day,
Yes.
inasaidia kila mtu.
Yeah. Yeah, juu ni jambo ambalo iko katika mahakama. Singependa tuongelee sana, lakini hata hivyo the people you have mentioned as you are representing them as a complainant. So ningependa kujua, they presented to you the kind of losses maybe they underwent that helped you to build up this case. Did you talk to a number of them? And I'm sure you also as included. Kama unaweza tuambia.
First of all,
Yes.
when you go back to your village,
Yes.
you need to parlay as an expert in legal matters on account of the fact that you've sat close to
Yes.
for this long.
Uh-huh.
So when we talk about subjudice,
Yes.
haimaanishi ati kama iko kwa koti hatuwezi ongelelea.
Yes.
It just means that you don't discuss the specific issues
Yes.
that are pending for determination before court. But the general issue of mambo na stima, we can talk about it.
Okay.
Naona CPA nakubaliana na mimi.
Yeah, naona ako tayari pia
Yeah.
kuzungumzia ile
Now-
jambo. Yeah.
Now, on the complainants or on the petitioners, the court petitioners,
Yes.
you will be surprised when I tell you that I asked people, come forward, quantify your losses so that together we can come. You have your names on these court documents to zipeleke kotini. But for whatever reason, maybe it is fear, I don't know. For whatever reason, most are not willing to come.
They
will
decline.
support you. They want to support. Actually support you chini ya maji. But they don't want to have the names on, court documents. It is very unfortunate. So what we did,
Yes.
me and a number of colleagues of mine, I went to court as a petitioner alone. Yes.
I attended the last session.
Yes. But because the Constitution now allows anyone to file a case in the public interest.
Okay.
So I said I am doing this alone for myself, for the losses that I have suffered as a person, but I'm also doing it for the public, in the public interest, because the Constitution allows me to do that. So you don't have to, I might not even, personally, I don't suffer as directly because thankfully, where I am, I have power almost all the time. So maybe I didn't have to do this. But when I look at my friends, wale watu wenye wako chini, not even wale watu wako chini, in fact, everyone, I decided the Constitution gives me the power to do this. Why not take advantage of these opportunities to try and do this for the people that have. I went to a school where we believe in service. Our motto was strong to serve, you see. And I believe in not using my skills just for personal enrichment. For me, this is kama CSR. Giving back to the people who keep you. Some people, tuition, I know, hata vizazi, wenye vinakuja kule mbele, people will understand.
Watasema kulikuwa na mtu alikuwa anaitwa Muyesu. Sawa, Mheshimiwa, let's talk of the recent incident of commissioning of the commissioning. And again, hours after, we went into total blackout. Even now, I can look around. Hebu tuambie Mheshimiwa, ama hivyo ndio mambo hufanyika.
The advocate of the I will request that you
you can hold the microphone and say, karibu sana wakili.
Yes. The rule of sub judice is very specific. You don't discuss specific issues that are pending for
to get from the advocate of the High Court. First, I think allow me to thank APLC for the initiative of bringing the two generators, as promised by the President himself and by the Cabinet Secretary for Energy. And also allow me to thank the Turkana leaders for pushing so hard so that we have the two generators installed in Turkana. There are many questions that I ask myself as a leader. We are having the Tackle Gorge.
Yes.
That is where all power that is being used in towns like Kitale, Kapenguria, Eldoret is being generated from. But you can imagine Turkana, where that power is being generated from,
Yes.
is still using generators. I think it is a disservice to the Turkana community. They are having a power station, but they are not connected to the main
national grid.
But I must thank the government too, because Lokichar, where I come from, is now connected to the national grid.
Already.
Yes.
Okay.
And they're giving us hope that soon Lodwar and other towns will be connected to the national grid. But we're requesting that they expedite the process. KPLC that you're talking about is also giving the service to the Turkanas.
Oh.
Do you know, let me give you an example. I'm an MCA from Lokichar.
Yes.
But do you know, you apply for a meter and no one gets you that meter in time.
How long does it take before you need?
I applied some, let's say some 4 weeks ago.
Okay.
And even till today, I haven't received a meter.
But you paid everything?
Yes.
Okay.
So, Kenya Power, like let me go to the situation where the former President Uhuru came to Lokichar and connected power in Lokichar. Do you know that was in 2017? I want to believe it was in 2017. That is when the president came to Lokichar and connected Lokichar to power.
Yes.
Do you know to date, when you are seated in this debate, the persons who have received meters from Kenya Power are not more than 1,000.
In the entire Lokichar?
In the entire Lokichar as it is.
The population of over 200 people.
But there are
200,000
many people who are connected to illegal, who are having illegal connections.
Connectivity, yeah.
But you may see Kenya Power each and every day running to Lokichar to disconnect power
from their few ones.
From even those ones who have meters. Then when you try to intervene on this matter, they bring the security team on board, and they bring other teams from Eldoret on board. My brother, Kenya Power is not giving the service it deserves. The Turkanas are deserving. There is no one who is not willing to pay for that meter. Everybody is willing to pay for that meter. The complaint we've always been receiving from this office is that the regional office, which is Eldoret, is not giving Kenya Power the manpower that is being required. Number two, even the locals who work in Kenya Power, those are local professionals. Let me tell you, Manu, you will get surprised. 95% of those locals are on contract.
Wow.
And there's no one who has ever confirmed them on permanent
basis.
On PNP. And they've been serving Kenya Power for those
quite
many
long,
years.
yeah.
But you may get persons coming from almost the same tribe being confirmed each and every day.
Lakini Mheshimiwa, have you ever raised this as a concern? Yeah.
Even before I was elected as an MCA, I went to the regional office in Eldoret because I was working with the former member of parliament for Turkana South, who is now the senator.
Na wakasema nini sasa?
They told us that they will confirm them, but to date, none of them has been confirmed. The Lokichar office that we're talking about,
Yes.
the Lokichar office has only one officer. What will one officer do when power outrage has happened in Sarmach, for example? All of that area will be in total blackout. Even the vehicle that will get that officer from Lokichar to Sarmach for him to restore power is not in Lokichar. There are many challenges that Turkana is facing, and all these problems are being brought by the regional office. They are not giving this office full support. Today,
so inaweza kuwa ni the same case pia na issue ya education pia. In
this show, even the manager, the KPLC manager here in Turkana, is still acting capacity. For how long will someone act? He has acted for over, let's say now, 9 or even 1 year. 9 months or even 1 year. Why should they not even confirm?
Lakini mheshimiwa, ikiwa ndo unazungumza, unasema hii maneno ikifika kwa wakilishi, mnafaa mweke a joint effort kwenda kupigania baadhi ya haya maneno, or is it because ni issue to do with the national, ndio maana ni maybe as a county you may not be so much into it, ama what is the issue? Kwa sababu umesema kwamba ya kwanza ukaraise issue to do with the welfare ya staff, there was no feedback. Now with this one, bado tena manager ako in contract for quite long, and no one seems to listen to your voice as a leader now. So what is the problem? What could be the problem?
I have told you the problem is with the regional office.
Yes.
There is no goodwill for Turkana. Yeah, each and everything that is being raised from Turkana, I think they take it as an issue that doesn't have any importance. So what we are telling the regional office, together with the Ministry for Energy, is we need to have more vehicles in Turkana that will support the outstations for Kenya Power. Number 2, they need to confirm even the locals from Turkana on permanent and pensionable basis.
Okay.
How will you expect someone to be motivated if he or she is on contract each and every day he wakes up? He's not sure on when he or she is leaving the service.
Okay. Naona wakili kuna kitu before asahau maybe.
So what I've just said is that KPLC are doing the service to Turkana. Okay. And I'd ask the manager sometimes, when you say that you're giving power to Turkana, what do you expect? They expect revenue. So how do they collect revenue when they don't give the right service? They expect a lot of revenue, and the excuse that they are giving today, they want to disconnect almost the whole of Lokichar by saying that they are not receiving enough revenue. How will you receive this revenue when you've not provided emitters to the clients?
Na hiyo data unasema mheshimiwa ya 200 people with the meters.
Yes.
Ulipata wapi?
I am a resident of Lokichar.
Yes.
I'm talking on what I know.
Okay.
Yes.
But have you ever rallied with KPLC, maybe a joint campaign to register, the entire population
There's a time I asked KPLC if they are not willing to have if they cannot accommodate a meeting. I even requested them that I will host a meeting for them. Call all the willing clients that are willing to be connected to power. Then we have a joint meeting together with themselves. Till today, they have not even hosted a single one. And I told them I will even cater for soda out of so that we get our people connected.
So bado tena wakasema they are not ready.
They have not done it. The only thing they are doing is disconnecting and saying that they are not collecting revenue. So how do you say that you're not collecting revenue when you've not connected people to power? So what you're telling KPLC is let them connect people, let them give meters, because REREC are doing their part. That is their part. It is them who are supposed to sell power to the clients. So there must be a problem with the management of KPLC here in Turkana and even the regional office. And I want to agree with the advocate.
Yes.
When he had moved to court, there is a challenge that we're having with our people. Our people like talking too much. You see, the advocate here is talking about small businesses
Yes.
were affected each and every time power,
Mm-hmm.
each and every time we had power outrage.
Yes.
Do you know, I was moving to one of the Baba's shop,
Mm-hmm.
but I could not shave for almost 3 or 4 times. It's only today that I went and I got the opportunity to shave.
Why? Because of power.
Lack of power. So
Uh-huh.
you can imagine how much that Baba person
Mm-hmm.
lost. The 4 times I went there is that he has lost almost because I'm a mheshimiwa,
Mhm.
I can give him
Massage
500
1,000
shillings
hapo.
or
Mhm.
even 1,000.
Yes.
So he has lost like 4,000 shillings.
Yes.
He has lost like 2,000 shillings from myself. How many other clients has he lost money from?
Mhm.
So when the advocate was moving to court to seek for that justice, that is what I was expecting.
Yes.
Is that all these small scale business people who are using this power
Mhm.
will have joined the advocate in giving evidence
Okay.
before the court.
Mhm.
And we're praying that every prayer that he has given before the court be heard. That is my prayer as a leader from Turkana,
Mhm.
because I know it will make Kenya Power do what is right.
Okay.
And I must say thank you to Wakili for
For
what
the-
you are doing.
Yeah.
And that is what some of us are doing, even when you're in politics.
Mhm.
You fight for the right of the most vulnerable.
Asante sana. I'm getting so many comments about that issue, of which I'll be reading them later. Where, Wakili, you wanted to add a voice on that.
In fact, let me just pick up from where Mheshimiwa has left.
Yes.
You see, and this is just my theory.
Mm-hmm.
I have come to understand that rights are not given, rights are taken.
Mm-hmm.
Unanipata?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. You cannot sit in a corner and beg mtu akupatie kitu. You have to give them a reason for them to give you whatever you actually think you deserve. You actually have to go out and get what you believe is your entitlement.
Okay.
My biggest issue, as Mhesh has pointed out, and my biggest frustration always has been that when you come up with, when you highlight some of these problems, when you step forward and decide to prosecute them, you expect the entire maybe community, the people who are actually suffering, to rally behind you. But for whatever reason, I don't want to speculate. I am not in their shoes. I
Yes.
don't know what they are feeling. And I know for a fact that everyone has a reason for doing the kind of things they do. But it's just frustrating when watu wanakubali kufanya nini? Kukufa kikondo. Ile yenye they'll lament quietly,
Yes.
but they will not come out forcefully, to try and assist you in pushing forward some of these matters. And then the leadership itself. There are isolated cases. Kama Mhesh hapa and one or two others have seen the women rep talk about this issue. I would wish for the entire leadership as a collective, siku moja tu
To come out
washikane
strongly.
wote, in spite of the political affiliation or the political differences. Wote wakae chini, they call a press conference, they call the national government to order, and they ask for what is actually theirs. That has not happened. I have a feeling that it might not happen because people believe that getting some of these things, is a gift.
It's a favor.
Is a favor. Actually, that is the word. People believe that it is a favor, while it is your right as a taxpayer.
Okay.
When you do things as a collective, there is power in numbers.
Yes.
The people that you're addressing, they actually sit up and take notice. Juu mmekuja wengi. Lakini mimi nikifanya peke yangu, Mwesh afanye peke yake, mtu mwingine kwa ile kona afanye peke yake. Wale watu wenye wako Nairobi hata hawafikiri, they don't care. And unfortunately, that has always been the case. When they look at us, because I'm now part of this community, they look at us as others, as an afterthought. Ile yenye wakishamaliza kugawa chakula, ile yenye imebaki kidogo, hebu patia wale kwa ile kona. It is so unfortunate. And
Okay. Yeah. So na hiyo inatuleta kwa issue ya maybe why they are not acting. Is it because this is a national function? Because the other time we saw the business community protesting. They protested up to the county commissioner's office and it ended there. So even the other day when there was commissioning, county commissioner, I think was there, and nothing much was spoken out by the leadership county. I see you want to say something. Yes.
And I say this at the risk of maybe pissing off some people. But I believe watu wengi sana they fear being politically incorrect.
Okay.
You see, no one wants to be seen as the person who went against the powers that be. Unaona? Kila mtu anaona mimi nikionekana nasema hivi nitakosa kupata kiti, ama nitakosa kupata kazi kwa county, ama ni some favor that I was enjoying will be taken away from me. So people decide wacha tu tuteseke,
Okay.
as long as I remain politically correct. That is one. And then secondly, which is something that I hope our leaders I'm not a politician. I am not an expert. I won't pretend to be an expert. So if I am wrong on this end, the experts
But
will,
not
will just
expert.
correct
You
me.
are an expert in your field, but not expert in politics.
I am not an expert in politics. I can't pretend to be. But I believe
Yes.
that sometimes or going forward it is important to grow our politics beyond the local borders. For the few years I've been in this place, I have discovered, and I could be wrong, maybe I don't understand, pengine kuna kitu yenye mimi sioni,
Yes.
but I have discovered that for whatever reason politics is extremely local. It is very difficult to find a leader from this place making noise kule chini. Wale watu wengine wote wenye wanapata vitu ni kwa sababu viongozi wao kule
Wanapiga
chini,
kelele
they
huko.
make noise kule. But here as we talk, ukishapita tu Locheremo itivi sauti
Mambo
basically.
inapotea.
Pengine ufike pale Lokichar pale utapata mweshi hivi,
Yes, yes.
sporadically hapa na pale. And then alafu sauti inapotea. How do you expect the people that are down there
Yes.
to even sit and take note? You see, if you were making noise,
Yes.
even kama ingekuwa tu watu watano, just making noise consistently.
Yes.
Hata mtu angekuwa ananiuliza nikitoka Nairobi